All right. What's up, everybody? All my people in Manhattan, the Bronx, Queens, all the Staten Island, and my home borough, Brooklyn. Back with another video, and this video is going to be on who needs a championship more for their legacy, the Greek Freak or CP3. Now, in my opinion, CP3 needs the championship more. Okay? No, this is his 16th year. He's been in the league for 16 years now. You know, he was carrying the New Orleans Hornets for all those years. In 2008, he led them to a 56-26 record and was second in MVP voting. You know, finished behind, of course, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. And I believe they lost to the San Antonio Spurs in the semifinals that year. You know, fast forward to 2011, you know, Chris Paul tried to get traded to the Lakers. That got vetoed for whatever reason. He ended up going to the Clippers, and thus Lob City was born. You know, Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, J.J. Redick, Matt Bonds, Jamal Crawford, all those guys. But they would always come small in the playoffs. Blake would always be hurt. CP3 would always be hurt. In 2014, they were up big on OKC. Chris Paul had a costly turnover and led OKC's comeback and went on to win that game and the series. The next year in 2015, they were up 3-1. And then game 6, they were up big on Houston. And in the third quarter, I believe James Harden sat on the bench most of the third quarter. And Houston came back on the Clippers. Because the Clippers were up, Houston came back on them without James Harden. It was led by Jason Terry and Dwight Howard. And of course, the Rockets won that game and ended up winning the series. Of course, Blake and Chris had high tension. Then Chris had a severe falling out with Doc Rivers. And I think Austin Rivers had something to do with it. But CP3 ended up getting traded to the Houston Rockets. Okay, his first year in Houston, they won 65 games. Okay, James Harden was the MVP. They get to the conference finals. And in game 6, Chris Paul gets hurt. They end up losing to the Warriors in 7. The next year, there's rumors of Chris Paul and James Harden having beef, having tension. And they get all the way to semifinals and lose to the Golden State Warriors again. And that offseason, Chris Paul gets traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Russell Westbrook. Okay, and Chris Paul did a very good job in OKC. He got him to the 5th seed in the playoff spot, which is very impressive. I mean, the 5th seed, I expect OKC to be the 5th seed. I don't think a lot of people expected him to be the 5th seed, but he got him there. And they lost in the first round to Houston. And this offseason, he goes to Phoenix. And now I knew Phoenix was going to get to the playoffs as soon as Chris Paul got there. I thought Chris Paul was going to was going to school Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton on how to be, higher level NBA players and make them perennial playoff contenders. But all the way to the NBA Finals, and you're up 2-0, and you're 2 wins away from winning your first championship. This is big for Chris Paul because the debate's been for like the last couple months now. Is Chris Paul a top 5 point guard all time? And look, my top 3 is set in stone. Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, and Oscar Robertson. I know a lot of people may disagree with that. So what about Steph Curry? Look, Steph Curry did revolutionize the point guard position. Point guards have always been guys, coaches on the floor. They facilitate, they get high assists, and they set up their teammates to score. Whoever the top scorer is, the 2 guy, the 3, the big man, whoever the top scorer is, the point guard's supposed to facilitate and run the offense. But Steph Curry, with the 3-point shot, being the greatest shooter ever, he kind of revolutionized the point guard position to the point he's kind of more like a combo guard. He can play 1 and 2. He could dish out, maybe not to the degree of a Magic, Isaiah, Oscar, or even Chris Paul or a Stockton, but he can dish out a little bit and he can score. So that you can put him top 4. John Stockton's the all-time leader in assists and steals by a wide margin, might I add. So you can put him top 4. Of course, you got J. Kidd, and you got Nash, or you got Chris Paul. It's tough. I'll say this. Because Steph Curry revolutionized the game, although people may not consider him a true point guard, he did revolutionize the game. So I have to put him top 4 because he's listed as a point guard. So I have to put him 4. But I'll say this. If Chris Paul can win a championship, I'll put him ahead of Stockton and Kidd. Okay, so that means he'll be in my top 5. The only reason I have Stockton ahead of Kidd is because Stockton is 3,750 assists ahead of second place on the all-time assist list. And guess who that is? Jason Kidd. He's 561 steals ahead of second place. Guess who's second place? Jason Kidd. So, although Kidd does have a championship, I have to put Stockton ahead of him. Just by a slight margin. But, I think it's more important for CP3. If he can win, I'll definitely put him a number 5 behind Magic, Isaiah, Oscar, and Steph. But that's just my opinion. The Greek Freak, listen, although tomorrow isn't promised to anybody, he's still a relatively young guy. This is only his 8th season in the league. And quite impressive resume for a guy in his 8th season. He's a back-to-back 2-time league MVP. He's one of 3 guys to win Defensive Player of the Year and the MVP in the same season, doing so in 2019-20. The other guys being Jordan in 88 and Hakeem in 94. But he does need to win a championship. If not this year, soon. Soon. And who knows? I mean, Hakeem won his first championship his 10th year, so Giannis could win it this year, next year, or the year after. We'll see. But as of right now, although Giannis does need to win a championship in my eyes, right now I have to give that title to Chris Paul in terms of who needs this championship more for their legacy. Because if he wins it, he's on my top 5. He's on most people's top 5 anyway. Some people's top 5 anyway. But, for me, this was definitely like cemented. I could justify it over Stockton and Kidd. But, although some people might have Kidd, some people might have Kidd top 4, Mount Rushmore, that's all your opinion. Tell me who's your Mount Rushmore point guards, who your top 5 is, Do you agree that Steph Curry belongs on Mount Rushmore? Do you agree that CP3 needs a championship more than Giannis, or does Giannis need it more? Tell me in the comment section down below. Click the like button if you like this video. Subscribe. Make sure you stay subscribed. I'm going to see you all.